All right, guys. So check this out. Welcome to the Tuesday call. And this time I'm taking over today and I'm going to ask Michael a few questions because you know what? He's always asking us questions. So now it's time for us to ask him some questions about his expertise in this market. And obviously you're all plugged in because, you know, we value the opinion and the knowledge of Mr. Michael Zuber. So let's get to it. So Michael, what's up, man? How are you doing? Looks like you're back in Fresno, right? You're back in
Yep.
your main
Yep.
house.
Back in California. Yeah, absolutely.
Back in Cali. So a question for you. Now that you have, you know, transitioning and everything else, what is your market looking like and what do you feel that's gonna happen here in the next 6 to 12 months? No, let's just say 6 months. Let's just say Q2 of next year.
So right now, I think it's pretty clear that we're repeating Q4 of 2022. What was that year? The market really slowed down.
Right.
And we had high rates, right? Last year rates were 7, now they're 8. So we're seeing inventory build a little bit. We're seeing luxury really get interesting, right? So my market median, let's call it 400, 420, just between friends. Anything kind of north of 750, pretty slow. Pretty slow.
Really?
Pretty
Okay.
slow.
Okay.
And we're still getting, if you happen to bring a property to market at like 350 or below, that's FHA or VA ready, still moves pretty quick.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
but we are starting to see the ugly house, the house with some cosmetic challenges. Those are starting to sit.
Oh, they're starting to sit?
Yeah, they're starting to
in
sit.
your market? Holy cow. Okay. Okay.
Just starting, right? I'm starting to see wholesalers get a little desperate. What I mean by that is they're starting to bang their lists a lot more. I think the prices are too high. They've locked them up too much. I think this is so much a repeat of Q4. It's not even funny of last year. I actually did something this week on my channel. I hope people heard me because I did it 3 times. I usually talk about Omar doing good or great deals. Until January 31st of 2024, we are only doing great deals.
Okay.
I don't know where this market's going to go. But I know doing the work, getting cash flow day one, getting 30-year debt, seller financing, whatever deals terms, whatever terms you can get. If you're doing a great deal, let's do some great deals. And I'll give you an example of one I heard yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to say, give us some examples of a great deal versus a good one.
Well, yeah. So let's do the generic answer first, and then I'll give you a real life example.
Okay.
So a generic example is your job is to have a buy box. Your job is to look at the buy box and figure out what the average yield or cash on cash return is. Let's just assume average is 4%. We at One Rental at a Time never do an average deal. Anybody on their lazy ass could do a 4% deal in this example because it's an average deal. A good deal is 1.5% higher yield than average. So in this case, it would be, what would it be? 5.5%. And a great deal would be 3%. So 5 plus 3 is 8%. So that's the general answer: is bust your ass, learn average, only do good or great deals, which is 1.5 to 3% higher. That's the generic answer. But at this point, folks, with 8% cost of capital, days on market increasing, sellers getting increasingly motivated, especially if you're shopping in luxury. Dude, if you're lucky enough to be shopping in luxury, you should go ham. Here's an example. Follower of One Rental at a Time has been tracking a property in Southern California listed at 1.9 million. It's been listed for, I think, 58 or 61 days, something like that. They ultimately, after many back and forwards and follow-ups and all of this, they put the property in contract at 1.38 with $30,000 in closing cost credit. So essentially, 1.9 house bought for 1.35
Wow. Okay. From 1.9,
to
$600,000,
550. Yeah.
dude. That's
30.
crazy.
That's 35. I mean, I like it. Generally speaking, if you can get something for 30% off list price, that's going to be a good deal. I think this one's 35% off. I think.
Wow. And you're probably sitting fat at that 1.3. Somebody, and you know what? That's what they lowered it to. It didn't sell yet.
No, it's in contract at 135.
At 1.35, that is absolutely insane.
And that's again, I really think the easiest place to eat right now is luxury. But you got to be disrespectful with your offers. You got to follow up. This particular deal, I think I remember the story. They wrote the offer 4 different times and followed up because the first time you write an offer, they tell you to F off.
Uh-huh.
Then the second time they're a little bit more kind. Then the third time you start to negotiate. So it takes time, but that's an example of a disrespectful offer getting done. I would do 35% off list price. And in this example, they're going to live there. This is their home. This is actually their forever home.
Oh, wow. Okay, then that makes sense. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all, to be honest.
Half a million
600,
bucks.
dude.
Yeah. For your forever home. Dude, 8% mortgage doesn't matter, right?
No, I mean that's still hefty. Holy cow. And 8% at 1.3.
Yeah,
And
they're
they
putting
put
half down, but
down.
anyways, 50% in this case.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
So again, forever home.
Yeah.
But again, that's an
So
example.
okay.
So that's what I want people to hear me is we are only doing great deals. It's Omar, it's supposed to be hard. Guys like you make it look easy. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. Do the work.
Michael, like, okay. So good and great deals. That obviously is a good deal. I mean, for an end user, right? But now let's talk about remove the end user.
Sure.
Let's just start talking about the one rental at a time or one flip at a time or whatever it is that someone wants to do, right? To gain that first rental.
Yep.
Let's talk about this. What are your thoughts on a good deal versus a great deal if you are a real estate investor and you have a crew? Because obviously there's a lot of things that go on with it.
Yeah. Well, let's just take your real life example, right? You make this look easy. Let's talk about a deal. Let's talk about a real life deal you did around June or July. Pick one of the deals that you bought in June or July. Tell me about that. A real life
June
example.
or July of this year.
Yeah, we were all crazy. Rates were low. We were feeling good. Stuff was selling again. What was something you bought in June or July?
I bought we bought a house in Apple Valley, and I paid, I didn't pay super competitive price, okay, in June or July.
Okay.
And it was very, very minimal work.
Okay.
It wasn't a full gut. It was
you were in and
back
out
on
in
the
45
market in
days.
about
Yeah.
Exactly 45 days. I was back on the market in 45 days from purchase. And we ended up selling it that first week. And
So
we
give me
sold
the
it
numbers.
for 15 over. I think it was 15 over. I have to pull it up, Michael, because we do a lot of them and it's hard to remember. Okay. You know what? It was a 389 or 399 ARV.
Okay.
And we ended up selling it for 415, 418 with no closing costs. I bought it for, I want to say I ended up buying it for 275, 280.
Right. So you buy it for 280. You put 30 into it?
It was about, it was about 30. Maybe it didn't hit the $40,000 mark. No.
All right. So you're into this
not
310. You're into a 310, you sell for 410.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And after closing costs and all of that, you really kind of net 390. So you made about 80 grand, roughly.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah, roughly, right?
Okay.
So let's pretend that's an example of a good deal. Let's just set that as a bar of a good deal.
Okay.
A great deal because I would again, the deals you do in June or July, I don't know that you do in November, December, October, November,
No,
December,
you don't.
right? Because you have to plan for a longer hold time. You have to plan for not the bump. You have to plan for closing cost credit. You have to plan for extra hard money costs, right? You have all these
Yep.
plans coming. So while you made 80 grand on that deal, if you buy that house in October and you're selling it in December, you're not making 80 grand. You're probably making
No,
45 grand
or 35.
or 30. Exactly. Now that's a deal an
And that's
average
tough.
flipper, right? An average flipper would do that deal. I don't expect that from you. So what you would be doing in that deal, quite frankly, is you would be buying it for less. That's just a straight up truth. You're not buying that at 290.
Yeah.
You're buying it at
No.
250 or 245.
Yes. Yes. And the thing is too, overall, if you're going to put 30, 40K into the deal, then yes, you want to have it a little bit, you know, thicker, meaning like you have more room, right? But
Yeah, you got so here's the
in
key.
this case,
You or other investors like you who make this look easy, you have to plan for at least 2 to 3 months more of hold time.
yes.
You have to plan for at least 2% closing cost credit. Right? You have to plan for these things, which are all going to, because we're going into a slower market. Your buyer pool is less. Now, I'm not telling guys like you to stop at all. I still think we have an affordable housing problem. I still think we have slumlord properties that need to be turned into FHA ready homes. It is still a great
Right.
business. You just have to
Yes.
buy it better and plan for worst case scenarios. When we were cranking in July, it was
Oh my
easy
gosh.
to forget last December. Dude, we
Right.
had this conversation. I had it with Jason. I had it with
Hey,
Ty.
we did
We lost money. It got
a
so good
lot.
June and July that people forgot like 6 months ago. It's coming back. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. You know what? And if it's coming back, Michael, what would your advice be to a new investor that wants to get in the game?
If a lot of new investors don't have a stack, you got to get a part of a team. This is about being a part of a team, really doing it, not pretending, not writing about it,
Mm-hmm.
not theorizing. If I had to do one
Right.
thing over again, I would get closer to people that are successful. I would find a way to add value to them, even if it meant I had to work for free. I would want to go see an operator in operations, follow up, do the walkthroughs, whatever I could do for that person, because it is still a wildly profitable business. But there are still going to be so many pretenders and what I call financial engineers that get hurt. There are lots of ways to make money, but there are even more ways to lose money. So I would get close to somebody
You know,
doing it.
repeat that again. That last part. I want everybody to hear that because if you guys didn't hear that nugget,
Yeah, I don't know that I
because you
can
did.
repeat it, but essentially, you've got to get close to people that are doing it. There are plenty of ways to make money. There are even more ways to lose money. That's
That's
what you
it
want.
right there. Plenty of ways to make money, but even more ways to lose money in real estate investing.
Yeah. So these next 4 months, be careful. Because again, once we get through January, we're going to be in the spring selling season. Rates might be different. The economy might be different. We can reassess February 1st, but let's not do anything stupid where we lose 100 grand. So many people I spoke with, including yourself, lost money January and February because you did bad deals in October and November. Don't do that again.
No shit. I'm telling you, it's a cycle. Here we are, October, right? September,
Yeah.
October. I closed on a couple. We're in escrow with another one. Um, you know, resale value on some of these properties though are under 4.
Okay.
And I still think that if you are a decent, I'm not even say super nice, I'm going to say a decent product
Right.
at 380, 385 on the market,
Yeah.
that's
There's just
that's
nothing
less than
there.
the median home price. There's
Yeah,
nothing there.
that's where you have to play. That is like the only safe play.
And I'm telling you, it's still not even truly that safe.
Yeah.
Because if there's a dip, we hit another increase here in November.
Yeah.
Shit, we're gonna be at 8%.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then quarter one, they're going to say, oh, what's going on? They're going to keep the market level instead of it going up and down like crazy. But it's inevitable. I think it's still going to, I mean, let's ask this, Michael, what do you think on your, on the interest rate in quarter two of next year?
It's got to be, I would love to see rates by the summer of next year sub 7.
Summer of next year, sub 7.
Yeah.
That'll create us a little bit of frenzy that third and fourth
can.
quarter.
You can, yeah.
No, the second quarter, shit. Yeah, no, second, third quarter, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we got to watch. Again, for the next 4 months, be careful. Just be careful. Just be careful.
All right, let's rock and roll.
There you
So,
go.
Michael, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for answering those questions.
I love
maybe
this. We
next
got to do this
week.
more often. Yeah,
Yes, I was going to say next week we'll continue it.
I like it. Omar, thank you for being awesome. Where can people find you?
Guys, go to my IG at Invest with Omar or go to my website, omaralfaro.com.
Thank you, buddy.